when I started Kibble Watches quite a while ago now, I had this image in my head, this dream of making it somewhere where you could go if you had £100 to spend or £5,000 to spend. And I can safely say, if you go on my website right now, we've got stuff from £100 vintage and also quirky modern stuff, all the way up to almost like over £4,000 for something crazy from Omega, which is so rare, and Tudor and other brands alike, and then everything in between that as well. And I have to say that's thanks to you guys and girls for watching, for contributing, for buying, for selling through me. So it really does mean a lot, and I want to say a big thank you. The recent additions to the store have been crazy. We've got modern watches from Tudor Black Bay Dark, a ceramic Christopher Ward, Oris 65, my personal Oryx RTX GT, Zodiac, Seiko, and loads of micro brands. Also a huge array of vintage watches too. From an 18 karat gold Zenith, which is actually sold, so no longer there, it's on the sold section of the website, to a 9 karat gold Longines, to a super unique and rare Omega, a very, very awesome West End watch with everything from 1946. So to see everything in full detail, go to kibblewatches.co.uk. But in today's video, we're going to focus on 3 modern watches and 3 vintage watches. It's going to be the Tudor Black Bay Dark, the ceramic Christopher Ward I just mentioned, and the Zodiac. In terms of the vintage watches, we're going to take a look at 2 vintage Chronos. They're going to be put in under one. We're going to have a look at the vintage Longines, which is 9 karat gold, and then something really quirky from a brand called Dushi. Has anyone even heard of that? Probably not. Now, I've sold quite a few Tudors, from vintage to modern, and this model is one I know quite well. Actually, when I used to work back at retail for Tudor, I remember handling this quite a lot and actually selling it at retail a few times. And to be completely honest, I was very neutral on it. I didn't really like it, and I didn't exactly dislike it either. But I can say now, actually having the opportunity to have it on wrist and actually wear it for a full day, I absolutely love it. It is such an incredible watch because it takes something that Tudor do so well, the Black Bay range, and turns it into something quite trendy, quite modern, quite fashionable. And to some people that's a bad thing, but I think that's a truly great thing because you're bridging that gap between something that's so out there and something that's so in there for us guys and girls, as watch people. So it gets compliments from people who know nothing about watches and also from those who know about watches. So I think it's a really great watch. Now this watch is it's coming up to 2 years old actually, full box papers, everything, and it's on the website at a great price, absolute bargain. Now if I was to say an automatic 750 movement, a ceramic case over a titanium core, all this with full box and papers, and then the price I have it listed on the website currently, would you believe it to be true? I certainly didn't. I had to double check this, triple check this, reread and reread to make sure I got this right. And the watch I'm talking about is a Christopher Ward. And of all the brands, I definitely didn't expect it from them. It kind of looks like an IWC. We can all be honest about that. It's definitely trying to be an IWC, but it's doing something very, very unique. It's took a ceramic case and put it over a titanium core. So you've got the lightness of the titanium and the ceramic, also the hardness of the ceramic. It's a really, really cool, unique watch and a great price. Now for something even more affordable than the Christopher Ward, we have a Zodiac, a modern Zodiac. It's the Super Sea Wolf 53 compressor. That's the full name, quite long, but a lot of you will know the Zodiac Sea Wolf, especially if you're into vintage watches. This is a modern interpretation of that watch, so you get all the charm and the characteristics of the vintage watch, but at a price and reliability and comfort of a modern watch. It's truly brilliant. And the bezel alone gets me every single time. That bezel is just so cool. Now for the vintage watches, we've already made a video on the Omega and also the West End, so go check both of those out if you haven't already. So let's dive into the watches we've got today. So we've got 2 vintage chronographs, both very similar but very different at the same time. One is from Chronographs Swiss and the other is from Lemania. The Chronographs Swiss is a 37mm case in great condition, running the Landeron 149, I believe it is, and it has great actuation on the pushers and it feels very, very satisfying to use. The next one is the Lemania, a 35mm case with the Lemania 105 movement. Again, really great action and very, very good condition. Both have a beautiful patina to the dial, as you can see. They've aged beautifully. The Lemania is almost like an eggshell color. It's really, really cool. And again, both a great price on the website right now. Next, we have a very unique 9 karat gold Longines watch. So the watch comes on its original 9 karat gold bracelet and clasp as well. It looks super, super cool. It's got a really crisp white dial, which is beautiful, with just the minutes and the hour hands. So it's as clean as you can get. It makes for a perfect dress watch for both him and for her. And the last watch I want to show you was something completely different. It's actually a price of £75. It's super cool. A gold plated case with 2 different finishes, as you can see. It's 36mm. It's almost like a cushion style, wears incredibly. It's from a brand called Dushi. I have never ever heard of them in my life, and I can find nothing out on them, which I find super cool. But because of all that, it's only £75, but the movement inside should make it be worth a lot more in my opinion. It's running the ETA 2789-1, so it's a proper ETA movement with a manual wound, automatic, and day and date. So I hope you've enjoyed this closer look at some of the watches on kibblewatches.co.uk. Remember to go over there to check out all the pieces, descriptions, photos, prices, the whole lot is all on there. And I'm sorry I couldn't go over everything in this video. This video would end up being like 50 minutes long at the very least. So if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, because that's where you get early access to all the new watches before they're live on the website. And if you have a watch you need selling, give me a call and we'll give you the best price possible.